Hello there and welcome to BnetTV.com. I'm Michelle Scalado. We're here at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. I'm joined by Christiansson of Scalado. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
You're welcome.
So let's start with a brief overview of Scalado. Tell us briefly about your company.
We're an imaging company providing fantastic imaging technologies for the mobile industry. So we allow end users to work with full resolution multi-megapixel images and do everything that they want to do in full resolution in really high speed with no limits.
Okay, so let's break that down a little bit further for our audience. So first of all, let's start with the technologies. Tell us a little bit about the technologies themselves.
We have some patented technologies that saves memory and CPU. You don't really have to have a lot of memory. You can use a fairly slow CPU and still get fantastic performance. And on top of that, we have built a complete set of SDKs and APIs for our customers to pretty much create any kind of application they want. And we also provide a complete UI experience that we're now offering customers as well.
Okay, so the mobile imaging software that you have, is who are you marketing that to?
It's basically all the cell phone manufacturers. Pretty much all the large OEMs are our customers today.
You know, we talk to companies from all over the world, and you know, we find that some technologies and some applications seem to, I suppose, the adoption rate of them are stronger in some markets versus others. So it's not really so much specifically about who your customers are, but more about in which markets are you finding your technologies are being utilized more.
Well, there's the megapixel race. You know, we're squeezing more megapixels into camera phones, and Asia is definitely ahead of the game there, followed by Europe, and the US comes last. So the guys in Asia are squeezing more megapixels into the camera phones than anybody else, and that's perfect for us because that's really where our offering is shining.
Right. So as far as, I mean, having to work with handset manufacturers, there are so many different types of handsets that operate on so many different types of platforms. How have you been able to develop technologies for a multitude of handsets on all these cross-platforms? Have you, do you have a whole bunch of handsets lined up in the, with the software developments and do your testing that way? How are you finding work? Are the handset manufacturers giving you handsets that you could be testing on?
Well, the answer is a little bit of everything. Well, first of all, the software is really designed from scratch to be completely platform independent. And everything we do, we test everything and make sure that it is really platform independent. As soon as we come into a new customer account with a completely new platform, it's only a matter of days to port what we have. We have designed it with a thin integration layer to each new operating systems and new hardware. And that process is done in a few days. So,
right.
And right now I think we are on probably all the major hardware platforms and operating systems that there are out there.
Right. We've been talking to a lot of companies about the evolution, if you will, of rich media and how 3D applications are so much more available for the handset and for mobile developers. How does that fit into with the mobile imaging technologies that you've been working with? Is there any sort of convergence, or are they two totally separate things?
No, it's very much about the user interface right now, and it should be 3D, it should be animated and moving, and we provide the technology to make images move fast enough to actually do that kind of 3D experience and everything.
Right. Who are you talking to here at the conference? What kinds of companies do you need to be developing partnerships with at this stage in your company's development?
It's except from the major OEMs, we're talking to companies making hardware, the sensor, the camera sensors, the ISP, the hardware encoders, decoders, for example. We're talking to companies providing the operating systems. There are many different places in the imaging pipelines that we can actually help speeding up things. So there's a lot of synergies to be gained from actually designing imaging all the way from the beginning, all the way from the sensor, all the way up till it comes up on the screen.
Right.
So there's, it's an interesting ecosystem with a lot of different companies there where we together can make a lot of difference and make things.
So where do you
better.
think the next step for Scalado is going to be?
I think what we're already seeing now, providing more a complete user experience, coming from a narrow area of imaging technology and expanding it to enhancing the imaging experience on all levels.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us. We've been joined by Ulf Christiansson of Scalado here at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, and I'm Michelle Sklar with BnetTV.com.